York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
Yep, here we go. What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from Knick Of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And the Knicks go back to Cleveland, Ohio, and beat them 109 to 91. Now, they didn't have Garland. They didn't have Levert. They didn't have Allen. So guess what? We did what we had to do. Put the clamps down in the third quarter and outscored them 28-16 in that third quarter to get the win. Brunson started hitting twos again and gave you 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, even though he gave you 5 turnovers. But all in all, decent game from Brunson. Julius Randle wakes up and gives you 19 points and 10 rebounds. Hartenstein also chips in with 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals. Quickley gives you 18, and the Knicks win. And we're going to talk about it all, the good, the bad, the ugly. Not that much ugly today, but we're just going to talk about it all with you guys. So, and if you love the show, man, listen, man, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're here after every single game, rain, sleet, hail, or shine. All right. So salute to you guys for rocking with us. And also introduce my guys, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy, the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. Good Knicks win tonight. Let's go.
Let's go. And of course, rookie of the year, my girl Ebony. What's going on, Eb?
I'm good. I love this win. Good team effort, man. Like to see it.
For real, for real, for real. I'm going to start off with Randle. I'm going to start off with Randle real quick because Randle has started the season wanting to be more efficient. And that's what he stated to the media. And I actually like the way he's been playing, even though I haven't liked the way he's been shooting. He's been very cognizant of where double teams are, except for the last game where he turned the ball over 8 turnovers. But in general, he's been very cognizant of where the double team is. He's been setting up his teammates. And today, when he started the game, he seemed a little bit lethargic, and it seems like he's still trying to find that balance between being efficient, reading the defense, and being aggressive. And I think the coach told him something, because all of a sudden around that second quarter, he looked at himself in the mirror and said, "Self, I'm Julius Randle. This guy can't hold my jockstrap." Because what? Jarrett Allen wasn't there, right? Which means Evan Mobley wasn't covering one-on-one, right? Which means who's covering his man? Who's covering me one-on-one? Wait, no. So I'm taking you one-on-one, and punished him all night long. Got to the free throw line, found his touch, and gave us 19 points and 10 rebounds, and the second highest plus minus of the night, plus 18. So guys, I want you to get your thoughts on Julius Randle's game, or any thoughts you have in general of this game.
Yeah, Julius Randle, to start the game, I wasn't really too fond of his play because I felt like he was just settling for threes, and especially when his jump shot is not falling at the moment. I'm glad that he made the adjustment as the game went on to be like, you know what, I'm gonna just play bully ball and just get to the basket, post guys up, get to the rim and get easy buckets. And I think that's what turned the game around for him, because later on in the game, he was actually able to actually knock down a three. And I think that's because he actually found some type of rhythm by going to the basket and getting those easy buckets. So, as the game went on, I was impressed with his play, and it was good to see him score 19 points, near 20. And I think, even despite the fact that he hasn't played well this season from a scoring standpoint, I think what we forget to mention is that every game this season, he's had a double-double. So it just goes to show that even though he hasn't been scoring this season, he's been doing other things to help the team out. And I think we can't forget about that. So overall, good game by Julius Randle tonight.
Yeah, I agree. He's older now. I feel like he's in the place where he's been here for a while. He scored a bunch of points. He has help, and he just wants to ease into the game. Especially, look, he's coming off an injury. He's getting his rhythm back. So the slow start could be because of the injury. But we'll be here. I don't think there's going to be, there's been talk of, can Julius Randle have 2 good seasons in a row? I think he's going to do it. Jaylen Brunson is here. He has help. I think it's going to come to a point where he gets his shot back and we'll be okay. What you think, Evan?
Think I like it. I like it. So far so good. One of my things that I have against Julius Randle is I think I want him to be more selfless and can he make other people around him better? And that seems to be something he's trying to do, at least, making an effort to do. Move the ball a little better, faster out of double teams.
Mhm.
And hitting the shots just when we need him to. When you open, just hit the shot that we need. I think that's important too, that he's hitting when he's open, especially today. Like, a couple of games he struggled, but like 2 out of the 4 games he's hit the shots we need him to. And
Yeah.
I uh I like it. I like that he was more aggressive today. He wasn't he start like Ryan G had mentioned, he stopped settling and started going to the bucket, playing the bully ball in the mid range that we know of and we want to see more of.
Mm-hmm.
So today was very, I watched it with a smile on my face again because it was a team effort. I like it. I love it. When you have that, you don't have to put so much pressure on Julius or Brunson.
Listen, we better have won this game. They didn't have 2 of their starters. There was no excuses. I'm telling you the truth. It was too close for too long. All right, they put their throats on their necks in the third quarter. I'm gonna just pretend that Tibbs was playing possum, where he was
It,
like, I'm not gonna double Donovan Mitchell until the third quarter because I'm just gonna wait to pull that trump card out. Maybe that's what
Ti-
was happening.
I really believe Tibbs believes that one person can't beat him. So if you're going off, just don't let everybody else join the party. Donovan Mitchell is going to score. Is making sure everybody else does it. So I get why he didn't double team.
I get it. I get it too. I mean, he did it and it worked out at the right time. I'm
Yeah.
just glad it worked out at the right time because it was too close for comfort. But I'm glad that Julius Randle and Brunson and those guys put the pedal to the metal. But let's also talk about somebody else, RJ Barrett, man. RJ Barrett. It's funny because RJ didn't really have a great shooting game per se, but there's one place where he's shooting well, and that's the three. Okay, so far in the season, he's been shooting 38% from three. That was one of our keys to the season. If RJ Barrett can hit threes, we should be okay. He's been doing that. On top of that, the bad man, RJ, 60% from the corner. Let's go. Let's go. 60% from the corner three. It's a flamethrower. And it's crazy because I'm watching RJ play today and I'm watching him shoot and it looks very easy for the man. It looks very easy. It looks very fluid. I've never seen him look this fluid shooting the ball since he's been a Knick. There was even a shot where he shot off the dribble from three, and usually that makes me a little bit nervous. But even though he missed, it looked good. It looked natural. It looked like he's been doing it. So I don't know what he's figured out, but it's looking like RJ's figured something out because he's looking like a dangerous man. And even though he had like a weird third quarter where he was going off the rails a little bit, overall I still like what I've seen from RJ Barrett.
Yeah, man. RJ, it's getting to a point now where I don't want to say it because it's a bit too early and I still got to see a bigger sample size, but I'm beginning to get confident in RJ with the corner three
Yeah.
because it seems like the corner three, he's knocking that down on a consistent basis. And if he can do that, I think that would be very helpful because with a lot of with the way teams play defenses nowadays, a lot of times that corner three is open. You know what I mean? So if he can knock that down on a consistent basis, I believe that's going to help out the Knicks tremendously. But overall, I mean, like we said, RJ is probably like one of the best performers for the Knicks so far this season, probably outside of Mitch. And he's continuing to play well. He didn't have a great shooting night tonight, 5 of 13. You can't expect him to shoot well every single night, but that three ball is definitely coming along. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from RJ so far this season.
Go ahead,
Right.
Ebony. I know you're gonna say something.
Yes, you already know. I saw. I see leaps. I told you. I think that baby figured something out. Definitely. I saw it in FIBA. I saw something different in him in FIBA. I know everybody was like, it's just FIBA or whatever, but I watched just his performance and how his strength, and he's a grown man, RJ. Grown men, RJ, boys to men right now. So I love what I see. Imagine RJ with a consistent three that you have to respect. What does that look like for Brunson and Randle? What does that look like for opposing defenses? How are you going to guard that?
You,
Uh, so it's exciting. Sky's the limit.
it's coming. It's coming together, guys. It's coming together. Look, if you squint really hard and you drink a little bit, we talked about Jimmy with the three. Remember we talked about Jimmy with the three a few years ago? He's starting to hit the three. He's starting to pass the ball, but he's doing things off the dribble now. He's starting to come into shape. It's starting to. I don't. Do you realize how big this is? If RJ Barrett turns out to be what we want him to be, we haven't had a good top 10 pick in this organization since Kristaps Porzingis. And you see what happened with Kristaps Porzingis. So we've had all these great second round picks, for us to hit on a lottery pick means a lot for this franchise moving forward. So this is a big deal that RJ Barrett is seemingly turning a quarter, and I hope it keeps going in this direction because it's still very early. But it's looking very promising. At the very least, the thought process, the way he processes the game, the way he's reading defenses, at the very least, that's taking a jump at the very least. But the eye test is telling me that the jump shot is looking very natural, and it's looking better game to game. So I'm extremely pleased with the progress of RJ. It's funny, he didn't shoot well today, 38%, but that 3-point shot he still shot 60% from three today. So, hey, I'm taking that to the bank every single day. And for you guys, know, shout out to the regulars, shout out to the loyal, shout out to the KOT family who's been here thick and thin. Listen, Discord link is up. If you want to talk to us and you got something to say about this game, click that Discord link in the chat. I know if you guys are watching on Twitter, if you guys are watching on Facebook, if you want to get in the chat and talk to us, go to the YouTube, click the Discord link, and you can talk Knicks with us at the KOT show, all right? All right, let's get it. Ooh, Jaylen Brunson now, man. Jaylen Brunson has been, hold on. Skirt, back it up. I forgot to give RJ Barrett more praise. Wait a minute. I forgot to give RJ more praise. Bruh, for me. Okay. Stats that came out about RJ Barrett this week.
Oh, yes.
Stats that came out about RJ Barrett this week. Number one in fast breaks. In fast break points this week was RJ Barrett. Better over Donovan Mitchell, over SGA has been RJ Barrett. And but RJ Barrett has been number one in defensive field goal percentage. Come on. Look at people up.
Two-way RJ.
Look, it's fun. Listen, Grimes is my guy. But when RJ was on Ingram was having a little bit of a tougher time. He was.
Tatum too.
I'm not taking anything away from what Grimes has done defensively from last year to this year. Still a phenomenal defender. But RJ he's stepped it up defensively over the past few games. Whether it be setting over screens, his one-on-one defense, it's certainly been a point of emphasis this season for him. And having RJ be a 3-and-D guy who can set people up and shoot threes, and it's still early. It's still very early, but I'm very excited.
Yeah, I think we definitely got to give RJ his props, especially on the defensive side of the ball as well. I know we've been talking a whole lot about the offensive side and stuff like that, but yeah, defensively, he's definitely stepped up his game. Last year, he was kind of a traffic cone at times.
Kind of.
This time, he's not a traffic cone for these first 3 games of the regular season. He's definitely not a traffic cone. I mean, first 4 games.
For sure. He's clamping people up. I'm loving it. We need it. We need all the defense we get to help out Jaylen Brunson and these guys. We need it. All right. I don't know. You got anything to say, Ebony? I know. I feel like we
just leap, frogs like frogs. leap.
Okay. That's right, Ribbit. Let's go. Taking the leap. Let's get it. Let's talk about my boy. Let's talk about my boy Jaylen Brunson, man. Jaylen Brunson's been struggling. He has been struggling. He's not been struggling from 3, but he's been struggling for 2. And I wish Lee was here today. But shout out to Lee because he's dealing with some stuff. He'll be back with us. But he's really been struggling hitting that 2-pointer. He's been shooting 28% inside of the paint. But what a better remedy for Jaylen Brunson than to play the Cavs, all right? Because every time he sees Donovan Mitchell, he lights those boys up. He lights them up. And he did that today at 19 points and 5 turnovers. I don't know what that was about. But the thing that I saw today was he was able to operate in the paint. It was actually the inverse, too. He's been shooting a lot of threes recently. Yes, I think he's shooting like over 8 threes a game, to be exact. This game was the inverse. He was in the paint and living in the paint. Still wasn't like super high percentage, 43% for 3, but plus 21 on the night, highest plus minus. Was definitely a big part of that run in the third quarter. And also the fourth quarter, it was like an interesting lineup with Brunson, IQ, DiVincenzo, and Hart and Hartenstein. That was an interesting lineup as well. I don't know if you guys have anything to add to that.
What
Oh, you can go ahead, Ebony.
Yeah, Brunson. Yeah, I like just that they're not forcing it. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with not trying to do too much. Don't do too much. I get the turnovers. Some of them was like, all right, come on. But other than that, just the fact that he can play off ball and that 3-pointer is falling. And if it falls, then like we see, he's gonna get to the basket pretty easily. Because now you have to respect his shot. And then he already has the handles and the footwork to do, you see that. But I honestly just think that it's FIBA. I think Josh Hart and maybe Brunson may have chewed off a little bit more than they can handle, like lead wise. You heard Josh Hart say that it was his first playoffs. So your first time playing that length, and then you play length more with FIBA, that might do something to your legs, and you can see that with Austin Reeves too, because he's struggling a little bit right now with the shot in his legs. So maybe that's just it, and they have to play into game shape. But I have the utmost confidence in Jaylen Brunson, and his work ethic and just confidence will carry him.
Yeah, and also Jaylen Brunson, he had a wedding too. He had he's supposed to get married, pushed back the wedding to go to FIBA, then went to FIBA, then got married. Then I'm guessing he probably had tried to get a little bit of rest. Then only played like 2 preseason games, and then now he's looking a little bit rusty, and it's for good reason. I'm not worried about it. I already know he's gonna get it back, and he sort of started that today.
Yeah, I guess Brunson putting in work in more ways than one this past summer. But yeah, Brunson. But yeah, Brunson. I think this would have been the podcast where we would have liked to have Lee on, because there was a huge conversation going on between Jay Ellis and Lee. I think it was during the weekend where they were going back and forth about Jaylen Brunson's struggles, and Lee was pointing. Lee made some good points about the way teams have been playing Jaylen Brunson. Where putting bigger wings on him, and every time he goes into the paint, you always see them try to create some wall around Brunson to prevent him from getting to the basket and things of that nature. And I think tonight Cavs are pretty much trying to do the same by putting a core on him, and every time he was going to the basket, they kind of walled him off from the paint. But I think Brunson made good adjustments by knocking down the mid-range jumper, because that's going to be there for him all day. And we all know Brunson can knock down the mid-range jumper with consistency. So I was glad to see him get back to that. And the turnovers are a concern, because Jaylen Brunson's a guy that usually takes care of the ball. He usually doesn't turn it over like that. So the turnovers are a concern, but like Ebony said, probably he did bite off a bit, much that he can chew. However that saying goes, I can't right now.
He bit off more than he can chew. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe it's just gonna take him some time to get his rhythm back, and and get closer to the Jaylen Brunson we saw last season.
Nah, man, I was really hoping that Lee would come today. I was loading the bullets. I might save my points just in case he comes back with this book. I might save my points because I know he's watching. What's good, Lee? I know
What's up, Lee?
What's good, Lee? He's watching, so I'm gonna save all my rebuttals in my back pocket just in case he come with the smoke. I'm gonna hit him with the cannon. All right, that's my brother. You know? But all I'll say is, man, Jaylen Brunson is Jaylen Brunson. He's been walled up all last year. Miami played him tough. I felt like Miami played better defense on him in the playoffs than whatever happened in these first few games. So I don't buy Jaylen Brunson, he just got defense. They caught up to him. He's just rusty. He'll be fine.
You gotta get them legs back. That's
Get the
all.
legs back. Yo, what did you guys make of RJ Barrett not playing a lot of minutes today? Because that was interesting. It's funny, the last few games I've seen actually Randle playing a lot with the second unit, and that's usually kind of RJ's thing. I don't know. What do you guys make of that? Maybe it is. First, I was like, is it because they want to get some height with the second unit? There was also something that happened. They were saying that RJ tweaked his knee in the first game, so maybe it could be they're just trying to preserve him because you're playing so many games. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about that. What you think about that?
I think on Twitter, Knicks Fans says Burf, shout out to him. He always shows support. He was saying how, like you mentioned, that he tweaked his knee. RJ tweaked his knee in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think is we have a back-to-back, and it's just being careful and not making it worse type things, especially since, like I said, we have a team now. So we don't have to force it, especially when Quickley is on where he is. I know we're going to get to that. But we don't have to force it with a team. Everybody just pitches in when they're on the floor. When you get the ball, do something good with it. That's it. I know it sounds simple, but it could be a little harder than that. I get it. But that's basically what we're doing. Just when it's your turn, produce.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that with RJ is nothing but making sure that they're not making it worse. And the fact that we have a back-to-back.
Yeah, that's probably it. That's probably it.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's a combination of things. I do think that since the second unit is small, I do think Thibs leaves Randle out there just for size purposes, so they can match up better with teams. And I think he kind of staggers that second unit minutes between Randle and RJ, kind of like have Randle out there for half of it for size purposes, and he brings in RJ and give Randle some rest, and RJ runs the rest of the minutes with the second unit. But I also think, the knee thing as well, like when you have guys on your bench like Josh Hart that can, step in for somebody and play extra minutes, you really don't have to push RJ like that, knowing that, you have a backup that's capable of, taking over for him in case, you need to rest RJ a little bit due to, an injury or whatever the case may be. So I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one thing real quick. I noticed also with Tibbs today, there was always a starter in there. If it wasn't RJ, if it wasn't Randle, he had Brunson running with them also. It was always a starter today in the meaningful minutes with the bench today. I thought that was interesting.
That is true. I mean, we always kind of complain about how he doesn't stagger the minutes. So it was interesting to see him stagger the minutes today and get some positive results, and hopefully continues on that trend. So yeah, no, that's a good point, Ebony. That's a really good point. And what else is a good point? Can we talk about something about the Cavs, man? The Cavs, to me, Evan Mobley, are they in trouble? I've been hearing about Evan Mobley is going to be this nice centerpiece for so long, and he's developing his offensive game, and and then he gets in front of Mitch. Every time this man looks Mitch in his eyes, I feel like he backs down, and I feel like Mitch sees fear. I do. I feel like that man is scared of him because he suns him every single time. Every time Evan Mobley shoots the ball, he shot the ball today. He shot him. Every shot was short. Every single one. Every shot was short. And
we in that baby head.
And all these lists be coming up about all these centers and all these power forwards who top 100 and Mitch be 100 and they be 78. And every time my man Mitch meets him, he knocks him down to size and it makes you consider flipping the order a little bit. Cause it was Evan Mobley. Listen, shoot. If we're gonna be really real, do you see what Hardenstein did to that boy? Because if you're talking about top 100, I might put Hardenstein the way he played today at 78, and I put Mobley at 100. Like, come on, bro. Like, like I don't understand. Is it just the Knicks put the fear in his heart? Because it looks like it looked like he shook. It looked like he's scared of us. And he have his man Jared Allen backing him up because Mitch sung both of them at the same time before.
2 for 1 special.
2 for 1, 2 piece. McDonald's number 2, like value meal. Sung both of them. So I think he's more scared because he's by himself and he didn't have his big homie to lean on. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Evan is a good guy, good player, but when he gets around us, I don't know. I feel like that's the song Shook Ones be playing in the back of his head.
It's funny though, because if you watch the game, the Cavaliers definitely made some adjustments with the way the Knicks smacked them in the playoffs last season. Number one, it seems like they got a bunch of guys now that crash the boards. So basically the Knicks killed them on the offensive boards in the playoffs last season, and pretty much every game the Knicks played, the Knicks just killed them on the boards.
Right.
So now they brought in some energy guys where, some guys who play like Josh Hart, where it's like, okay, when they miss a shot, they crash the boards and they're able to get offensive boards and things of that nature. Because in the first half, the Cavaliers were actually dominating the offensive boards. They were actually killing the Knicks on the boards. But in the second half, the Knicks shut that down. They were like, nah, y'all ain't grabbing no more offensive boards like that. And the Knicks started to crack down on the boards and run them off there. But I do give the Cavaliers props like that. The Knicks definitely put fear in their heart, because for them to get guys to crash the boards like that, energy guys and all that stuff, like you can tell the Knicks did something to them last season. The Knicks definitely did something to them.
It's a letdown. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna shoot him some bail because they had people injured, but you can't be in the media talking about, oh yeah, we waiting for him to come. Like Evan Mobley in particular, you can't be in the media talking and then play like that.
You got him talking about it's a big game for us.
Yeah.
We definitely really want to get this win and really put it on him. We got your number. We in their head. I'm telling you.
You
It's in their head.
You know how the real G's be like, the real G's lie. I don't know if you guys know, but the real G's lie to the real G's in the NBA. Knowing the Knicks will be Knicks Heat. 90s. Right after they fought. About to play the Heat again. It's a regular game. It's a long season. One game is only equal to one game. Like, they'll lie to you straight to your face. Lie to the media. And then play you and then smack you, act like it's the biggest game. Like, that's
you had somebody that we forgot played basketball, Jay. We forgot Tristan Thompson talking crap.
I didn't forget.
I forgot he played basketball. I know him for being the cheater now. More of a basketball player.
Oh yeah. the sirloin steak of basketball over there. Yeah. Man. Yeah, I don't know. He didn't do much either. All that smack he talked, and he didn't do much. He didn't do nothing but set illegal screens all night. That's all he did.
Yeah, I think Cleveland is not one of the teams. I don't ever look past the team, but we match up very well. Even if they went and tried to get every known Knick killer there is, I still think they would match up very well with Strus. They played a lot of zone in Miami. They don't do that in Cleveland. So you got to play defense 1-on-1. How's that look?
Exactly. Not too nice.
Yeah, so I'm not Cleveland. I think we definitely have their Mitch has figured something out. iHeart seems to find his touch today.
Mm-hmm.
So I told y'all about the iHeart Mitch thing. Together they're perfect center. Well, we got 21 points out of our center position today.
Sure did.
Yeah.
What about 14 rebounds?
Sure did.
3 steals. 3 blocks, or was it 4 blocks? Oh, no blocks. They ain't get no blocks today. Neither one of them. Oh no, iHeart got one.
Yeah, he got a block. Our got
Yeah,
a
You
block.
one
got a
block.
block.
Yeah.
So like they make the perfect center, and this is what I was saying. What I liked about the iHeart Mitch tandem. Any night, depending on what we need, is who's gonna play, and I'm cool with that. Both of them played well. One played more. iHeart definitely found his touch. It looked pretty today. It was very, very, very nice game for him.
Yeah, I like this game too. I like this game. I like the way he got to the basket and was able to seal people with his shoulder and shoot over the top of the little hook shots. I
Yeah.
liked all that. Even Dante had some. He was
Yeah, now I like Dante, you know
he had
that.
6 assists. Okay, he was the point guard today with 6 assists. Got some fouls fighting over screens. Foul IQ for some dagger threes. Shout out to IQ trying to get his money. But
Yeah, him and Hart have a good connection.
yeah,
Him and Hart, you can see it. I seen it in the Boston game. He set him up for a couple of open threes in that game. And every game he's looked for Josh Hart or got him clean looks. So I've noticed his playmaking ability. We just got to get him the layup drills, and he'll be okay.
yeah. I'm not even gonna look at his layup stats. I already know his layup stats is not looking. If Brunson's is 28%, his got to be like 5. Like his got to be. Good game. Good game overall. Listen, I don't know if you guys have noticed. And it's funny because I feel like the Cavs should have been motivated because of Scott Perry, because Scott Perry did come out and speak today. And also, hold on, before I even get to that, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. I see you in the chat.
Yes, I see Queen T and Brutus. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Yo, chat too. Listen, I know it's been a while. If you want to talk to us, there's a Discord link pinned to the top. Pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. You all gotta do is click there. You got my man Fritz in there waiting to talk to you guys. You can plug you in. You can talk Knicks basketball. Shout out to the Knicks family and the people. I know it's been a while since we've done it, but we brought it back for you guys so you can talk to us. All right. And it's a lot simpler than the last one we had Discord. All right. But shout out to people in the chat. Shout out to Alexander. Shout out to Jason M. Shout out to Jigga, Man Porto. Shout out to Risa Powell. Shout out to Just Knicks and Rodney Sennin and Craig Ward. Craig, it's been a minute, man. Good to see you, bro. Really good to see you, man.
Oh, did the IQ fan come? Because he played well today.
Sherwin?
Nah.
IQ scored 18. He's not coming.
Nah. Matter of fact, yo, can we talk about IQ right quick? Because you that scene in Bad Boys 2 where towards the end of the movie when Martin Lawrence takes that shot at the Cuban dude and kills him, and afterwards Will Smith is like, "That's how you shoot. That's how I want my partner to shoot." Like,
but now on, that's how you shoot.
With the way IQ played today, it's like, "That's how I want you to play, IQ. That's how I want you to play."
But now on, that's how you play.
Exactly. But yeah, IQ. I love IQ's shot selection tonight. His shot selection tonight was perfect. He took good shots all game, and I just want to give IQ his props for that.
Yeah, especially because IQ has this unique ability that nobody else has, where Tibbs can yell at him and it does not faze him at all. At all. Because right before he hit those shots, those 2 threes, he tried to thread the needle and throw a pass to Hartenstein and cause a turnover. And I think it was like the second or third turnover in a row, caused a fast break for the Cavs, call timeout. But IQ, he just shakes it off, man. That's why I believe him. I just believe in his work ethic and his confidence. His confidence is so crazy where anything can happen. He's just like, whatever. I'm just going to still shoot, put up threes, hit it perfectly, and put this game away. So yeah, shout out to IQ.
That's out to IQ. Yes, I told y'all, leap, frogs everywhere. Everywhere, ribbit. I believe in IQ, like for the things that you mentioned. When you have that confidence and it doesn't waver, and then you have the work ethic on top of it, you're bound to get better. And like I said, you're confident in your work, so you're going to take those shots, and you're going to think they're going in every time. So you're seeing his work pay off. the work. This is the IQ that I know and love, and I know that this is what we're gonna get majority of the season. Like you said, his shot selection was beautiful. He was pulling and when he was open and making his own space and using screens very well. I like IQ and his growth and his poise when he plays like that. And then when he did take a bad shot, Tibbs actually sat his behind down for the rest of the game. When he pulled that long three, Tibbs was like, "All right, you're doing too much. Come sit next to me."
Yeah, come sit back to me, son. We're gonna have a little talk. Oh man. Yo, did you guys see the Scott Perry interview, man? I'm manifesting a Scott Perry interview for the KOT show.
I would love that. I love Scott Perry.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yo, I
I
think he did a
appreciate
good
everything
job.
he did. Yes,
I think he
exactly.
did a good job. I know some Knicks fans don't like it. I feel like he did a good job.
Got me, Mitch.
I still feel like there's certain contract structures that I call the Scott Perry special, and ever since he's left, I haven't seen it. So I feel believe, and I believe it's him. You know the contract where it's 2 years guaranteed, 1 year team option, descending contracts that start off high and end low. I feel like those are the Scott Perry specials, man. And I haven't seen a contract like that since he left. So I want to ask him if that's his special. All right, that's one of the questions.
Yes.
Oh wait, who? You know, I know what, Ryan. My bad. I thought you was talking. But so Scott Perry though, he had an interview, and they mentioned Donovan Mitchell, and it's funny. I was really interested in this interview because the Knicks front office doesn't really speak a lot, so you don't really know their thought process. So when this came across the screen, I was glued. I was like, oh man, Scott Perry's. Like maybe he's gonna spill a little bit of. And he gave a little bit. He did give a little bit. The most he really gave about was the Donovan Mitchell trade situation, and explained why we didn't go after him. And what he said was, Utah wanted 2/3 of our team, young players and picks, and they felt like Donovan Mitchell, as although he is talented, he is not a singular force that'll turn around your franchise where you can warrant giving up 2/3 of your roster. Now, so I know a lot of Knicks fans were upset that that trade didn't happen, but also there was a lot of Knicks fans who absolutely agreed with him. Me being one of them. I just like that's too expensive. It is too expensive. And Donovan Mitchell is a great player, but listen, we seen that today. We shut down Donovan Mitchell. We doubled him in the second quarter, in the second half, and he's not that singular force that can bring you over the hump where you can give up your whole team. And I'm just going to ask you guys, how do you feel about that perspective?
I mean, to be honest, it's right. Like, for example, take KD, for example. So far this season, Beal and Booker has missed games. So basically, KD's out there with a bunch of guys that, aren't really star caliber players. He's basically out there with a bunch of role players. And KD lifts up that Suns team to where they're at least competitive and can compete and win a game or two, despite the fact that they're missing Booker and they're missing Beal. Donovan, on the other hand, look at him tonight against the Knicks. He's missing LeVert, he's missing Garland, he's missing Allen. Mm-hmm. So he's missing a big chunk of that, of their core right there. And against the Knicks, he really couldn't lift up his team. They were able to, stay close within like the first half and like part of the third quarter, but eventually the Knicks just began to overwhelm them because he didn't have enough support around him to lift the Cavaliers up. So, I mean, right then and there, that shows you an example of a guy that is a superstar and as a singular force, he can lift his team up to the point where they're at least competitive and have a chance to win, and a guy that he needs extra pieces around him to make the team competitive enough to win. So what Scott Perry said is true, and it doesn't make sense to give up 2/3 of your roster for a guy where you know that if you acquire that player, you have to add more to the team to make the team competitive.
Yeah, I agree.
I
There's
do
very
too.
few guys in this league or you can give up 2/3 of your team where I feel like it can make a difference. I feel like you gotta be MVP type caliber guy to do that. Like KD in his prime definitely could. I still feel like Embiid is something. Everybody doesn't like that, but I still feel like Embiid is a guy, or the Giannis's of the world. Those guys who can give you 50 wins by themselves. You just put that guy on your team and some pips and a cheerleader, and y'all got 50 wins. Those are the guys I feel like it might be worth it, and then you can figure it out later. But to me, Donovan Mitchell, very talented. Need to pair her with somebody else, for sure. Abby's face
Definitely.
is.
Yeah. When you start chase that way and you start heavy, you have to be perfect. So you see what you're going through. Well, most of them are going through injuries happen. They can't sustain that. You got to get to the playoffs first. You understand? So, I get that they're good caliber guys, but sometimes your team is so thin. I respect what the Suns built because they did put together a team. They filled out their team pretty nicely. I will say. I don't. I think if you're going to give that, like you said, it has to be somebody that can win games, can change games by himself almost, and it has to be years of it, not 1 or 2 prime years, or maybe prime years. So maybe a Luka or Tatum type star. I'm not saying that them per se, but that age type star where they're just trying to get into their prime, looking to get a
Mm-hmm.
championship and solidify their legacy, maybe type of players. Those types. I like the Detroit. I'm gonna keep saying that. I like the Detroit Piston type, the Denver Nugget type teams where you're deep, constant pressure because it takes pressure off your big guys. It really does. If everybody contributes 10 here or hit a shot when they're open here, that puts pressure on the defense. And when that happens, mistakes happen. And that's good for us.
Nah, I feel you. It's what it is, Ebony. Yo, like those type of teams is so unique. Like
I
there
think
hasn't really
that's us.
been uh, a team like the Pistons to win the chip since the Pistons. And ironically, Scott Perry was the guy who was around who put that Pistons team together. So I kind of wonder what the mentality is of this front office since Scott Perry has been here so long, and even the way things are shaping out right now, where you have James Harden is shipped out to the Clippers. You have Maxey who's stepping up. He's being an all-star caliber player. They have cap space next season. So they might be able to go after a big star next season. Here's somebody with Embiid. So
Yeah.
it's funny how things are shaping out. We want that big star too, but by default, we might have to end up trying to build like the Pistons. What I mean? Like
Yes. No,
it might look like that way.
I call it wishing upon a star. I'm done with that. I'm done with wishing upon a star. And the Embiid, I'm not really putting too much stock because we're in the same conference. They're going to want the world to send him to the same conference. So you're already seeing that they sent Harden to the West. Like, okay, we got to send you here. Go ahead, but away from us.
They would
Away
have sent
from
Harden anyway.
oh,
I don't.
away from us. They were just like, no, 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 not in this conference, not on the East side. You could be we'll see you 2 times, not 4.
They would have sent Harden to Washington if he would have. James
If the
wanted him.
package was
So
good enough, right? They had it, but they wasn't getting much back for him. That was a given, and I thought they still got a lot. I didn't think they were
Yeah.
going to get that much, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, he ain't got no young players. They got a bunch of pick swaps and stuff like that.
Yeah, but when you're a contender, those are the type of picks you need. Those are the type of players you need to fill out a roster. Just consistency. That's all you're looking for. People who know how to be pros.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what, too? I know people has been clamoring, and I've been looking at it too. One of the people who's come over from that 76ers trade has been Marcus Morris. Uh, my favorite,
Philly
Marcus,
native.
Philly native. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think he's going anywhere. I don't think he's going anywhere, to be honest with you. No Knicks fans want him. He will always get free drinks in New York for where he plays. And he paid his dues. Look, Marcus Morris got us Emanuel Quickley. Because shout out to people. Some people
Shout
say it's
out.
Scott Perry. Some people say it's Steve Mills that made the trade to the Clippers. That got us the pick. That later got us Emanuel Quickley. I think it's Perry. But Marcus, man, we still need a power forward. Like we still need.
Yeah, to be honest, Jay, I don't think Hart is not doing bad. I know he's not. It's not shot like out there like whoa, look at me, but he's handling his own. What did he get rebound wise? He's getting his rebounds. He has 7 rebounds, so he is rebounding in that spot. He is defending. Sometimes they challenged at the rim and they got there, but it wasn't a lot. And we got into transition actually when he did get out there, So I think it's just not loud, but I don't think he's done a horrible job. Can it be sustained? We have to see though.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's not even necessarily Josh Hart per se. There are teams out here that are wrong. And we struggle against them every year. And should I even talk about this on Dexter's show? I appreciate the Dante DiVincenzo signing. I like him as a player. I can see how he fits with his team. But there's going to come a time where you're going to have to guard somebody who's 6'7", 6'8", with a long wingspan. And we're going to be looking around like, what do we do? And it's going to happen. It's happened already with the Pelicans. It's going to happen again. But there's a lot of tall teams out here. So I still feel like that has to be addressed. And as much as I love this team, when I look at the additions of Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo, if we were to bring a long wing here, I feel like one of them would have to be the one to move.
Maybe I don't know if they will. Those are Tibbs guys, right?
Those are Tibbs guys and Brunson's guys.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just think that it's not. Yeah, there's some teams that maybe that our team will have issues with, but I don't think it's a lot. Like out of all the teams, maybe not a lot of them I think are deep or long. Maybe if they stagger the stars, but during the regular season, you see we're not seeing teams at full strength even at the beginning of the season. So Lord knows what's going to happen in the middle and the end of things, and that's why I like our team. I think we're built for a long season, actually. Except for that, God forbid, with the Randle situation. But other than that, I think we're built pretty decent, whatever style of basketball you want. And especially if we got two-way RJ.
Yeah, two-way RJ might two-way. Well, that's our last hope. He doesn't have a long wingspan, but two-way RJ is our last hope at this point. Because man, I'm looking at the Lakers' length. I'm looking at Toronto. Orlando's always gives us problems. Shoot, we're gonna be playing. I still remember last season when we played the San Antonio Spurs and half of our team was injured, and all their players were like 6'8" and just shooting right over us, like they didn't even see us. You would think we wasn't playing defense.
And they got Wemby now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It makes it even worse now because they got Wemby, so it's even worse now.
I can't wait to see that matchup. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I'm excited to see what iHeart and Mitch do. I'm excited. A little nervous, but excited. I want to see what happens. I hope they don't get embarrassed. I think my guy Mitch gonna show up and show out.
We'll see. And I'm sure we're gonna video and clip it up too. I'm sure we're gonna video and clip it up. But I don't know. I still love the team, but I'm sorry. I still feel like we need a long wing or something. We need a long wing or something.
I'm gonna see how many. I'm gonna give it a chance.
Yeah, like I think we're gonna make I still feel the same. We're gonna do well in the playoffs. We're gonna make the playoffs. We're gonna get around that 48 win, 58 win. I still feel that way, but I feel that way because of all the work we did last season, not anything we did this season. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just how I feel.
I felt very like today. I'm gonna just say because I saw the flow. It was like first it was RJ. He was getting what he wanted, scoring, doing his thing, and then like it transitioned to like Randle. Randle started getting off and doing his thing, getting to the cup, staying mid range, hitting his open threes when he had it. And then third quarter it was like the Brunson show, Brunson IQ show. So and mix in with the iHeart and Josh Hart and Dante doing their thing a little bit. That's what you want.
Yeah, collective.
So So granted, you see Randall only had 19, you see Barrett had 16, but you had 6 people in double figures? That helps.
Nah, yo, I am not combating that. I'm just talking about defensively.
Nah, yeah, I know, I know you're not doing that, but that's why I said this is why I believe in it, because it makes room for mistakes to me. More room for mistakes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's true. But top end talent usually wins championships.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
definitely.
defense. You know me.
Both.
Defense.
Yeah, mixture of both.
Both. Top end talent with defense and threes. That's what you need. You need somebody with,
Facts.
you need rebounders, you need defense, you need 3-point shooters, and you need that guy who can take you home where the defense is so good and it's like, you know what? Go.
Get us a bucket.
Facts.
Shoot, even the Pistons, even that Pistons team, as much as committed they were, they had big shot Billups. We got big shot Brunson. They had big shot Billups. When things was going wrong, I'm pulling this 3 and I'm winning the game. So like you need that.
You had Rasheed Wallace who lived, he did it inside out. That could be Randall. I'm not saying that it's the same player, but you get my vision.
I can already hear
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah. So you gotta clarify.
Better than Rasheed Wallace.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I mean,
Rasheed Wallace was my guy when he played. I was a big Rasheed Wallace fan,
That's a
actually.
fact.
So and then Ben Wallace, we got Mitch. You got Rip Hamilton. No, I'm not saying that Grimes is Rip Hamilton, but you get where I'm going. Somebody who can hit a 3, or even RJ, whichever person you want to put there, because RJ hitting 3s now.
Yeah,
What, you hear me?
Yeah.
RJ hitting 3s now.
Yeah, none of the Rip Hamilton though. Rip Hamilton running off the damn
Yeah,
court. The way that man run off screens.
Rip Hamilton, constant. He was great shape, constant movement.
Yeah.
That's what I wish we would run something like that for anybody. Like with that.
Yo, I saw Grimes. You saw Grimes pick and roll with Mitch today.
Yeah.
That was the first time I seen that.
Yeah, trying.
And I'm like, yo, my man Grimes be training with Penny Hardaway every season, working on his ball handling, pick and roll reads, and never runs a pick and roll. This is the first pick and roll I've seen him play. And I started to wonder too, because usually when he gets the pick, he usually shoots it right away. So maybe, I don't know if he just chose to go about it differently this time, or if that was by design. Because with Grimes, he's usually the guy who's going to make a quick decision. He's not usually the guy who's going to screen, I'm going to hold the ball, and then I'm going to rescreen. That's what kind of makes me question if he can be a lead ball handler, because I start to wonder, can you handle the ball for more than 3 seconds at a time? So it was good for me to see him throw a lob to Mitch and kind of do something out of the norm for once. Even though he didn't shoot well today. He didn't shoot well the last few games, with the exception of the Celtics game, and hopefully that turns around and gets back to the 38% he's been shooting last season. But I did like the alley-oop he did to Mitch. He threw to Mitch today.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yo, shout out to my guy Nick Fresh in the building. Shout out to you, man. I see you, bro. And everybody shout today. I feel like Jason M might have went to sleep, because whenever I say if you want to talk, Jason M be the one to be getting up here and hopping and talking. But Discord, since no one wants to jump on the Discord, because the Discord link is at the top, we can end the show right now. Unless you gonna tell me to hold up. But we got another show tomorrow, man. We have another show. Tomorrow is Knicks versus Cavs. Make sure you're here. Please hit that like and subscribe if you enjoyed the show. We will be here tomorrow talking Knicks basketball. After every game we hit. But shout out to people in the chat. Shout out to Nick Yak. Shout out to Alexander. Shout out to the guy Nucky Fresh. Everybody was rocking with the KOT show. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Facts. And just to prove my point even further earlier about what Scott Perry said. So right now, the Suns are playing the Spurs. The Spurs are not a great team, but it still proves the point. KD's basically out there with the pips, and they're up by 18 on the Spurs. That's what you call a guy that can lift up his team to win without having a whole lot around him.
Yes, they say they ain't come to see you, Otis. they come see you, Otis.
Man.
Nah, but I just want to say shouts out to everybody that supports. Y'all could have been anywhere. Thanks for rocking with us, though. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Yes,
Nick
most
Yak
definitely.
said chat show call or no show. What is I don't understand your question, Nick Yak. Oh, Nick Yak wants to talk. Nick Yak, if you want to talk, there's a Discord link pinned at the top of the chat. All you gotta do is click it, and you can chat with us if that's what you want to do. It's pinned right at the top. Right at the top, brother. So you can go ahead and do that.
He said he played with the Pips.
Let's play with the Pips, man.
He said, "You ain't come." No, that's not the Pips. I know, but they say nobody come to see you, Otis, for real. They come to see KD in the main
Yo,
event,
Bobo
right?
getting burned over there.
It's who?
Bobo getting burned over there.
I don't know.
Oh,
Man, people need to stop about that Bobo stuff,
man.
I know that they. I
I
know
think
there's a
go
little.
Bobo. That's just, I was like,
They're a little worried
overrated
over there
highlight
about.
reel. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
they're a little worried about Bill though over there. About his back. I think they saying his back issues or so.
Ryan,
So who knows? You know, that could just be rest issues.
did we do a show about Bill?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did do a show about Bill. I
Man, what
think
were we worried about Bill?
the injury history.
Exactly. Oh, we should go after Bill. We should.
Not me. I didn't say that. You know me.
It's like, oh, he
I'm
said
on
he's
my
motivated because his back still ain't motivated. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm on my don't trade nobody unless it's Fournier. That's where I'm at. I just want to give this team a good look, really,
I mean,
before
really, if you look
before
at
we
the
abort
Wizards,
mission.
Wizards pretty much got Fournier back for Bill. Like they ain't really get nothing. They got a bunch of swaps.
They
Yeah,
got
pretty much.
Jordan Poole, right? Wasn't he didn't they clear up for him?
Oh yeah, they get Poole.
Yeah.
He's I always think of Tropic Thunder when I think of Jordan Poole. Like he's the dude playing the dude pretending to be another dude. Like
Yo.
he
Oh
think he's
man.
Steph. That baby think he's Steph.
Yo, did you see?
Nah.
Did you see the behind the back, the castle behind the back,
And
and
pull from three.
then Poole from three. And KP was like, "Yo, get this book out of it." Yo, Poole is gonna be
He's gonna be
hilarious,
funny.
man.
Instant memes. Instant memes because he got his championship already. It's me time now.
Yo,
Yup.
Poole is gonna be hilarious, man.
For real, he got his ring, he got his money. Oh, he gonna be wilding in Washington. He's gonna be wilding.
Poole to the green light.
Kuzma already know they ain't going nowhere. He said we may not win many games. Like that's how you know. Like our team ain't going too far, but we gonna work on our game.
Exactly. All right. I think Nick Yak is shy because I ain't seen nobody come through that Discord. So I'm just end the show right. Salute to the chat. We got a little extra banter in talking about Kuzma and everything else happening in the NBA world. But we'll see y'all tomorrow on the show. All right. That is our show. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah. You know what it is, as always.
Shout out the World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
Mess out here in these Knicks YouTube and Twitter streets. That's our show. We out this mug.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.